So here we go. This is your Thanksgiving slash probably won't make Thanksgiving. This is a simple recipe that I've derived from 2 different recipes that I know about, and so you're probably gonna really enjoy this. It's got a couple of my own added touches, and it's very, very simple. But the idea is get a turkey and keep it moist while you cook it. Okay, because nobody likes dry turkey. So here we go. This is turkey for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever. First step, we got to put together the herb butter that we're going to use to slip underneath the skin of the bird and keep that thing from drying out. Okay, and so what you see here is a lot of different ingredients, but for the herb butter, it's simply a bunch of butter, okay, some olive oil. We're going to add some of that right now. That's like a pound of butter, and that's going to absorb a lot. And then these are the ingredients that you're going to find in the herb butters: basil, oregano, and then I threw some rosemary in there also. There's going to be some garlic, okay, and I'm only going to put in, I don't know, about half of what I put together. That's a little over a clove of garlic, okay, salt and pepper, okay, and this is a kind of a special seasoned salt, and it's kind of goofy because it has a lot of those herbs in it. All right, so that's all combined here in this little thing, and so what we're going to do is we're going to use a lot of it, but not all of it, and we're going to add this to the butter, and then you simply just chop it up. I like chopping it up first. You should put the parsley in here. Parsley should go in the herb butter, right? So here's what's next. Because we're going to cook this bird in one of these types of trays, I want to put all of my ingredients that are going to go below the bird in the tray now, okay? So I'm going to pick this up, I'm going to set it down right here, okay? And then, this is kind of cool. I'm going to put sausage. It's bratwurst, okay? I'm just going to sprinkle this in here like this. I'm going to put a whole onion in there, just quartered like that. Break it up a little bit, but it'll break up after I stir it up. I'm gonna put about, I don't know, four golden potatoes in there. I don't think I'm gonna use that many. Maybe 3 or 4. I'm gonna use a bunch of carrots. Okay, these are gonna go in here like this. Okay, I got some celery, and this we're just gonna throw in here like that. Okay. I'm going to throw some grapes. What? Grapes? Yep, I'm throwing grapes in there. You saw it. I just did it. There it is. Okay, and then what else did we need? Okay, so that'll be it for our vegetable mix. I'm going to put some olive oil on top of this. Okay, just a little, not a lot. What I did was I took the neck and the giblets and I made a stock, and then we'll have the beginnings of a good of a good basting material. Okay, is what's going to be at the bottom. All right, and we're going to take, I don't know, this much pepper. This is not a real pepper grinder, but we put regular pepper in it and it comes out really fast. So that's in there. Okay. Now what you want to do, which is it's kind of gooey, but you can do it, is you find the skin between the breast meat, and you just start pushing it gently with your fingers until you separate it away from the breast. Okay, so now take the butter, get this, after you've separated it, and you don't have to worry about breaking through all the skinned meat because this is butter. When it gets hot, guess what it's going to do? It's going to find its way into every little nook and cranny. Once you get the butter under the skin, then you push it on top, out and around. Okay, and it's going to keep the breast, the top white meat breast, all good and juicy. Okay, we'll take a little bit more, and we're going to Get it all over the entire bird. Orange, this is a regular juicing orange. And you roll it, you'll feel that it gets really soft. Smell that, it smells delicious. Okay, just like that. And in she goes. Just throw a couple of grapes in there. And you're thinking to yourself, what? Right? And then, take a couple of apple wedges. Just a few. All right, very good. So you got some grapes, you got a couple of apple wedges in there, right? Then, boom, an onion right on top. It already actually smells so good. All these different flavors, okay? So we're back, and so I got our string. It's gonna hold everything in place inside the bird, because as you can see, you know, we stuffed a lot of stuff in here. A quick reminder, one thing that that olive oil does is it keeps butter from burning. So it's okay to douse the bird with olive oil once you've even slathered it with the herb butter, and that'll keep that butter from really roasting really hot and burning. So we're gonna put this in at 425 for about 10-15 minutes, somewhere between there, okay? And that's just gonna crank on the top of this bird and the skin. Then we're gonna pull it out and we're gonna cover this whole thing with bacon. Okay, so we've put the turkey in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes. I kept checking it just to make sure. I wanted the skin to get a little bit browner before I pulled it out. And now we're gonna take it out and we're gonna throw the bacon on it. Smells fabulous. Got the top, it's just starting to get brown. You can see the sausage in the pan cooking, and I'll keep that there. We're gonna turn the oven down when we get this part of it done. The smell is fabulous. We're gonna turn the oven down to 325, and then we're gonna cook it for about 3 hours. This is gonna keep a lot of the moisture in the turkey. Okay. All right. So we've lowered the oven temperature now to 325, and we got a dog in the way. She's out of the way. She's a little scared. Here, put this back in. Okay. And we're ready to go. So now we're gonna I'm gonna set this alarm for, I'm gonna set it for 1 hour, and that's when I'm gonna start basting it. Okay, so as soon as my alarm goes off, then I'm going to start basting the turkey. If I need more stock, I've got my stock pot right here, and then I'll just throw some more stock in it. But the juices from the bacon and the sausage and the stock that we put in last night and the drippings from the bird, we'll have plenty of juice in there to not only make our gravy when we're done, but also to baste the turkey with as we go along. So I'll keep an eye on the turkey. If it looks like it's getting too brown, I'm going to cover it with some aluminum foil for a little while, and I'll just keep an eye on it. But ultimately, we're looking at about 3 hours of cooking time. So that's how much time we have to work with. And so you'll just keep it, you don't want your bird to get black on the top, so you want to keep it brown. So if it looks like it's getting too dark and there's still a lot of time left, then I'll put the aluminum foil on it for a while, just to that'll keep the outside of the bird from going too brown. Okay, and right now we are cooking. We're ready to go. So, all right, we've had the turkey in now for an hour. It's looking awesome. Smells unbelievable. It smells so good. So it's browning up perfectly. I don't even want to cover it yet. I think it's going to be timing-wise, it's going to be, by the time it's done, the way it's browning now, I think it's going to be awesome. So I'm just taking some of the juice out of the bottom of the pan and just coating the outside of the bird with it. And it's only a 2, and I don't want the bird to be out for long during the process. So that's done. And now I'm going to put her back in. So we'll set the timer for another hour. We've had her in for almost 3 hours now, and it's absolutely looking perfect. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it because it's as brown, I think, as I want it to be. It'll get a little bit browner even with the cover on it. And I'm just basting it with the juices that it's created. Getting some inside. And man, the smell, you can't believe. You just can't believe the smell. This is so freaking delicious. So I'm going to take just some aluminum foil and just tent it lightly. It doesn't have to be, you know, super perfect. This will just keep it from getting any browner. So I'm going to set it now for about another 30 minutes. I think it'll be fine. So I promised you guys I would show you how to check it for whether or not it was done. There's two ways that you can check it to see how it's done. But here's how this thing works to give you an idea. This thing is already tuned into 165 degrees, and you stick it in the breast like that, really down deep. See? And as soon as it senses that temperature, it gobbles like that, you know your bird is done. Now, another thing that you want to do to test your turkey, there's this little spot down at the back of the turkey, okay? And what you look for is you want the turkey to only have clear juices coming out of it. So I'm going to try to move this so that at least can get a feel for it. So see the juice coming out? See how it's clear right here? You could poke it right here and give it a little squeeze and see how clear that is? Okay, if that was red and bloody, then your bird would not be done. But since it's not, you can see that it's nice and clear, and that means that you're ready to go. So you guys can't believe the smell. So there's a couple of different schools of thought on how long to let a turkey sit after it's been cooked. But there is a real need to do this. You never want to take your turkey out of the oven and just start cutting it up right away. It's definitely not what you want to do. There's so much going on in this turkey right now with regards to the different flavors, the spices, the apple, the orange, the grapes. Everything is just infusing the meat with all the different flavors. And so for what we want to do right now is to just let it sit. I'm going to let this thing sit for an hour before we actually carve into it. And that, as far as I'm concerned, that gives it plenty of time to baste in its own juices after cooking. All right, and no worries, because there's going to be hot gravy. There's going to be, it's not, the bird will not be served cold. It'll sit for an hour and still be hot. So that's it. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great Christmas. God bless you all.